Hello traders, today is Friday, November 29th, 2024. I'm gonna go over 11 different names. I might do another video tomorrow or Sunday. Anyways, this is not financial advice. This content is for educational purposes only. Make sure to do your own due diligence and research before you risk your capital in any type of investments. That being said, let's start with Amazon. No, I'm sorry, with Apple, not Amazon. Amazon is on the list though. Okay, I had a pretty good week this week. I think actually was the best week of the year, even though I only traded 3 days. But I've been day trading pretty much this whole move. And the reason why I didn't let this run, I think I did swing one of these days I don't know which candle, but the reason was because this is a short week and I have my I guess my doubts as far as how momentum coming into breaking all-time highs, which we did today, but we came back from the 237 level, but we're right on it. Anyways, Apple is looking strong. I think that we're probably going to break 237 and continue going into price discovery, which is fine. I think the MACD and the TSI are not looking bad at all, especially the MACD. The TSI is actually showing some divergence, which is a really good thing, divergence between the TSI line and the signal line. So that is actually pretty positive. I do believe that there is probably going to be a continuation of this move. Would be optimal, however, if we retest the support level at 233 and then continue going towards 237 and continue going up. But you can also see that there is still momentum to the upside. We might break this level, get into new all-time highs again, and then maybe retest 237 and then continue going up. We'll see what happens, but Amazon is being super great to me this week. And well, let's move on to the next name, and that is AMD. Now, AMD has been looking very, very weak, in my opinion. This whole sector has been lagging a little bit, all things considered. But one of the things that I mentioned, I think it was on the 26th. No, it wasn't on the 26th. It was on the 23rd. We were down here. Where were we? So last time I mentioned AMD was on the 23rd, which was a Saturday or a Sunday. So I was looking at this candle right here. This candle, this green candle right here. Let's zoom in. We were looking at this candle right here, the Friday candle. Anyways, this is what happened this week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. On Wednesday, we went down under the 134 level. Unfortunately, we came back up and claim that level again, or mount that level again, which is fine, but I still feel like this name is still weak. Yet what I think is, if we continue retesting this level, or if we stay on this area right here for 1 or 2 more trading days, we are probably going to see a move to the upside. It is critical not to break this to the downside for obvious reasons, because if that is the case, then you're probably going to continue going towards 121. You don't want to see that. I know some traders, very experienced traders, that are already loading on AMD because they think that this support level 134 is pretty strong and it's probably gonna, we're probably gonna see a reversal to the upside. That is very possible. I think, like, if you're looking at the MACD and the TSI, especially, the MACD is neutral under the 0 line, but it's giving you indications that we might actually start pushing up. That is on the MACD. The TSI, however, is completely flat and you don't see a strength on the move to the upside. We just need more momentum, more volume coming in. You also have a very decent amount of liquidity here, which is, in some cases, is not a bad thing, actually. It makes moves a little bit slower and steadier, which is also, in my opinion, a good thing. Anyways, I think AMD, I would love to see this getting a little bit more strength to the upside, and I would love to jump in, but I just want to see more momentum and more volume coming in from the side of buyers, and then there might be something special going on here, especially a move from 134 towards 150. That would be fantastic. That's a pretty decent move, and if you're trading options like I do, then you can really take great advantage of this move. But again, your critical level, don't look at anything else right now. Your critical level is 134. If you want to see a reversal to the upside. Resistance, maybe you can argue that 325 SMA, yeah, but I'm just focusing on this area. If you break it, then I won't touch it until maybe we see another type of support area. 121 would be catastrophic in my opinion, but also a good opportunity to get back in. Again, 134 is the level that you want to keep an eye on for now. Let's move on to another name that has been fantastic and great for me, and that is Amazon. And I've been trading Amazon right before earnings. We were here. We went. I bought, I believe, in this candle right here, and I sold the next day. But anyways, I've been playing this since we were bouncing on the 35 SMA. And it's been a pretty fantastic name, at least for me, day trading. I had a very nice position this morning somewhere in this area right here I was trading the 5-minute, and I actually got not this whole move, but a good part. I think I got in either on this one or this candle, and then I got out right in this area when I started seeing a little bit of weakness right here. So I think when this candle started pushing back up, I sold. That's where I sold. And then on Wednesday, I did have a quick trade, and I was trading the 1-minute. So I was somewhere in this area on this candle, and I got out on this candle right under the 35 SMA. I was trading heavy, so my profits were pretty decent. But anyways, I do believe that going back into the technical side, we have more momentum to fill this gap. And then after that, we will see what happens. But don't be surprised if we are actually on our way towards break all-time highs again. But for now, let's just focus on this gap right here. And you have a little bit of a level right here. I guess if you go to the 15-minute, you can... you have this level of support right here at 205, which, let me take a look how far we can go on the 15. Yeah, I mean, you can consider 205 a level of support, but this is looking pretty good on the 15-minute. If you ask me, let's go to the 5-minute and see how this looks. So you have a couple of trading days on this level, and then you have this area right here. Yeah, on the 15-minute, this is looking pretty good. Anyways, I think Amazon has more juice to go. I'm probably going to be trading this on Monday, Amazon and Apple. We'll see what happens, but there is, I think, momentum to at least fill this gap and see what happens after that. MACD and TSI are not looking bad. At one point, when you were right on this candle right here, was looking very precarious, but if you can see right here, the 35 SMA was a pretty decent area of support, and also 194, 195, give or take, was a pretty decent area of support for this name. Again, we still, in my opinion, have just low liquidity here all the way up to 215, so there is opportunity in Amazon, in my opinion. Now, let's move on to a name that I mentioned, I believe, on the 26th. And I was a little bit worried about the setup, if I can find it. What is it? CRM. And this is Salesforce. My concern was the double top. Let's put a little bit of... How far back? Oh, no. Nice. We have this nice little double top right here. And one of the things that worry me a little bit, you have this formation on the technical side going into earnings, which are on Tuesday, night? Tuesday night, after hours, shouldn't say night. And you also have this flattening on the MACD and the TSI, and they are not telling you, or they are telling you a story, which is there's momentum to the downside. Now you have a neutral candle here, this doji, but and then you don't have a lot of liquidity all the way down till pretty much this area right here, which you can consider support as well, at 294. Wow. Well, we'll see what happens by Tuesday. Let's see what kind of momentum or move you get on Monday. But this double top is telling you something. I remember we were trading CRM in this area, and I was saying this gap is going to fill. It did happen. It took a little bit of time, but it did happen. And then now I think that technical setup on this side doesn't look too good. Now we'll see if you have very good earnings or your beat estimations, then this is completely, it's not valid at all. But we'll see how far or how close to the neckline we get by Monday. And then if earnings are bad, I think this can move towards 280 quickly. Anyways, but for now, just keep an eye on this name. I would stay away from it, especially with earnings coming with this setup. I mean, it could be a trap if you want to go to the downside, especially if earnings are pretty decent, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. And then it's gonna be an invalidated setup. Now let's move on to another name that I've been talking about for a while, and that is ENPH. And ENPH is still, well, it's having problems breaking 73.5. And one of the things that I was saying in this area right here is that we're probably going to see a reversal, which we have seen a reversal or move to the upside from 59.8 up to 73.5. The problem that I'm seeing now, and one of the things that I said on my last video, was that this, at least for me, is untradeable until or unless we break 73.5. And as you can tell, it's having a little bit of a difficulty going over that level, which is fine also. Now, one of the things, and I think I said this on my last video, that I would love to see is getting into this thing, or getting this thing to actually range between 59 or 50 or 60 and 73.5. That would be fantastic, because then you have a pretty decent move. Now, considering that this is going to is moving to the downside, if it's in range, maybe you can argue that the move is going to go to the downside if it breaks to the downside, but we'll see. Anyways, for now, just keep an eye on this level, 73.5, and also keep an eye on the 60 level, 79.8. Let's move on to, since we're talking about ENPH, see what happened there. Where are you? First Solar. That's it. So this is not looking bad at all. MACD and TSI are not looking bad. Now you have this resistance level at pretty much 200. That's interesting. Now you just mounted today the 35 SMA. You went over after this. Well, you can argue here. If you go, let's say, on the 4-hour, you had maybe this double bottom, maybe, I don't know. I'm pushing it a little bit, but then you have this formation right here. You went over the 325 SMA on the daily chart. Now you're over that 35 SMA, right under resistance at 200. Let's see what happens there. But I think if we mount 200, there might be some opportunity here to the upside, obviously. Now you have a pretty decent amount of liquidity here, which is fine. But I guess our next immediate challenge would be breaking over the 200 SMA, which is this line right here. We'll see. I think this is looking interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this name. And it would be fantastic if we go back to 181 and maybe getting a little bit of a consolidation here. And at that point, I'll probably, if it breaks any of these levels, I would probably take advantage of that. If it breaks support, I would probably short it. If it breaks resistance, it would make sense to risk a little bit of money and buy some calls and go, put a bet to the upside. Now let's move on to Google. And let me take a look at something really quick. 50. Okay. it has to break this level. Seems like some names are stuck on trying to break resistance, but Google has been having a little bit of a difficulty on the technical level for the most part to break 170. Now, obviously, we had pretty unwelcome news from the Department of Justice regarding Google breaking Google app and that sort of stuff. So for that reason, I think that investors and the market is just staying a little bit away from Google and waiting to see what happens here. Anyways, Google is not looking strong, to be honest. It has to break this resistance level, but again, you have that cloud on top of it that you don't know exactly what is going to happen, what kind of verdict Google is going to have, and you just don't want the Department of Justice messing up your business at the level that they have been doing it. I hate when the government does that, but it is what it is. But anyways, as far as technicalities or technical levels, you have to break this resistance of basically 179, so 171, and then you have immediate resistance again on the 35 SMA. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully next week is better for Google than this week. This week it hasn't been bad actually. You had this nice rebound on the the 200 SMA, and now you're meeting resistance and meeting the 35 SMA once again. Let's move on to and take a look at what is going on with HIMS. And well, today it closed on a short trading day at 6.20%. This day right here was quite crazy. So at one point on this candle, this was on Wednesday, this name was up 14%, went down and ended up closing at 1.11%. That is insane. That kind of moves are crazy, but also you have to keep in mind that you are in a price discovery area. There is no liquidity, and a lot of crazy stuff could happen. I do believe that long term in HIMS, probably within a year from now, I wouldn't be surprised, and HIMS is in the 70s. And this might sound crazy or whatever, but the reality is that I think this name has more room to go. Now, does it would it be better if we actually get a pullback? That would be fantastic, and I'm gonna tell you, the main reason is just to level up the chart a little bit and indicators and all that, which is fine. And the second one is because I would love to jump back in. So on the selfish side of mine, I would love to see this thing going down to 25 or even down to 23.5, and the way this thing has been moving, I wouldn't be surprised, and you can actually at this point go down towards 21.7 or whatnot. But anyways, it's not looking bad at all. It's looking a little bit extended on the MACD, so don't be surprised if you actually get a pullback and you go under the 29.73, or even actually, let's fix this, fill this gap right here, which is minimal. I think there is still a lot of volatility to the upside and a lot of volatility to the downside, and for the most part is because there is volume in, number one, and then the second one is, and that volume plays a huge role as far as the move of the stock, especially when you have low liquidity, and this area is an area of low liquidity, which is probably going to start building up eventually. But again, HIMS is not looking bad at all. I would love to see, again, this is just me being selfish, I would love to see a pullback. A strong pullback would be absolutely welcome. I'm sorry if you're still holding shares, but it would be fantastic. I made a lot of money with HIMS in the last, actually this month. This month has been pretty incredible for me. And HIMS has been, HIMS, Apple, and Amazon basically have been very giving, for lack of a better term. But this move's pretty incredible, very crazy. In my opinion, as far as the technical side of seeing things, I feel like I'm learning a lot as far as understanding this type of moves and whatnot. But again, I think that long term, HIMS has a very spectacular future. Is it going to encounter challenges? For sure. And I've mentioned which challenges those are, basically Amazon and whatnot. But all things considered, I think HIMS has a great thing going on. Again, I'm hoping, and this is just hope, for a pretty decent pullback so I can jump back in. I think if we go towards a 35 SMA, that would be an absolute gift. Now, if you go to the 200 SMA, that's it. Like I would jump heavy on it. But anyways, that's what I have for HIMS. Congrats to everybody who made money on this name. This move has been, in my opinion, very generous to some traders. I was one of them. And, I think in general, this name is just going to keep giving, in my opinion. As I mentioned before, management is doing what they are supposed to do. Now, let's move on to this guy right here, and that is MAGS, MAGS. And let me take a quick note here before. I think I posted this chart back here on X, but let me see if I mentioned MAGS on any of my videos. No, I haven't. I don't have it. That's crazy because I'm pretty sure I did post this on X, and I haven't posted much on X. I've been super busy and holidays and whatnot. But anyways, I'm gonna try to really push it either tomorrow or Sunday as far as adding graphs and that sort of stuff on X. Anyways, or charts on X. Anyways, this is an ETF for the Magnificent Seven. I think that at least on the technical perspective, this is ready to pop. And you can see right here. Let's move this to this candle or to today's candle. Let's do it a little longer. And if I zoom in, if the next candle mounts this trend line and maybe retest it, which would be super optimal, then we're gonna see a very nice move. Now, options on this thing are not that expensive. I think this is a good opportunity or a good name to actually trade. If I buy, and I've been really hoping, I've been hoping to buy this name for a while. I think I will probably buy March or April calls and just let them run. I think I just got, this is just a feeling, and don't trade on feelings. I don't, but sometimes you have to have a little bit of intuition. I just feel like we might see more a continuation to the upside in general terms in the market. Now there is a lot of data indications or whatnot that could actually be negative catalysts, which is understandable. But I think in general, we're probably going to see a short-term move to the upside, especially as we go towards inauguration, which is on January, the beginning of January. And but anyways, I think, is it the beginning of January? I think. Anyways, this thing is moving or is looking like it's about to pop. Keep an eye on this. It's not ready yet, in my opinion. We'll see what kind of momentum and moves we see on Monday. Today, on a short day, this thing was up, or MAGS was up 1.5%, give or take. So, this is not looking bad at all. MACD and TSI are over the zero line. It would be optimal if they were under the zero line, but whatever. And the RSI is pointing up right under the signal line. We just need a couple of more days and see what happens. Monday could be the day, but this is not looking bad at all. Let me go to the 5 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this is, look at this. And that was today. This whole move, beautiful. Wow. Look at this. It doesn't trade with a lot of volume though. Let's go to the 1 minute. That drives me nuts. But so the problem with this is getting in and out, but it's not looking bad at all. Let me go to the 1 minute. I want to see what kind of volume this thing. Oh, these are pretty new. I don't know. I just found this setup and I loved it. But yeah, it doesn't trade on a lot of volume, so be careful on that, especially on exits. But this is looking pretty decent. It might be actually a better idea to buy shares rather than plain options, because with options you might have a bad experience actually, getting out. Especially if you buy dated options, you might have a hard time actually selling and getting out. So just keep that in mind. Let's move on now and talk about, where are you? Meta. And sorry, I was taking a note. This is not looking bad at all. You are right under the 35 SMA, right under resistance at what is it, 575. I think if we break over this level of resistance, which we're really trying to push today, we are gonna have a nice move to the upside. I think I'm really gonna take advantage of this setup next week. So Meta might be one of the names that I trade next week. One of the things that I wanna keep a close eye is Amazon, Apple, and now that I'm looking at this, Meta. So we'll see what happens on Monday. We'll see what kind of move and momentum we actually get to see. There's not a lot of liquidity here, and the higher you get, the less liquidity you're gonna get. Obviously, you're getting into all-time highs territory. And then you also have the MACD and the TSI that are not looking bad at all. The RSI is also looking good. So keep all those things in mind. If you get more rejection here, which could also happen, you get rejected on the 35 SMA and rejected at 575, you might see a continuation or a move down towards this area right here where all these wicks are, which is about 550, 545. But anyways, it looks more bullish than bearish in my opinion. Now let's take a look at this, and you see this? I see it too. So it looks more bullish than bearish. This is not looking bad at all. So I don't know, I just see opportunity here, to be honest. Again, keep an eye on this level, 575. After that, look at this, right under, right on the 35 SMA. After that, I think you are gonna have a few days of very nice moves to the upside. Let's finish this video with Microsoft, and man, it's just having a hard time. I mean, this is getting tight, which is good. I like it. It's getting tighter and tighter, so I like that part. You're right on the side of the zero line, so the histogram is not bad. MACD and TSI are neutral. RSI is also neutral. You close today pretty much flat, 0.11%. It's okay. Let's take a look at the 5 minute and see if buyers. Yeah. So you had buyers coming in the whole day, and then, well, let's rephrase this. Sell off right off the get-go, and after that, buyers took control. That's it. Now, I think I could be wrong, but I think I read or heard something about the Department of Justice or the some agency also looking into Microsoft something. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't mention it because I don't have enough information, or I don't recall it. But anyways, just keep an eye on that. Right now, this candle, you are over the 35 SMA, over the 200 SMA. Not the first time that you see that, and then you get a fake out. So be careful with that. But at least we are back on inside of the range of 415 and 431. Still needs a little more momentum. Still, in my opinion, looking weak. The only thing that I can give you right now is that, again, we are over the 200 SMA. That's a good thing. And you're also getting this compressed right here, which is a good thing. Well, that's all I have for you guys for today. I'm going to try my best to finish my list and do more stuff over the weekend. If I do, it's probably going to be on Sunday. or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But anyways, please subscribe and like the videos. Feel free to comment if you have any suggestions. Feel free to suggest anything. And other than that, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.